If you're a highly sensitive person, an HSP, and your nervous system feels like it's been doing unpaid overtime, come closer. This is the HSP Sanctuary, and today I'm telling you why I built it. It's Saturday, my reflection day, and I've been thinking about something all week. Why am I showing up every day talking about things most people avoid? And the answer surprised me. I'm not building this for who I am now. I'm building this for who I was at 8 years old. For the kid who didn't have words, who thought she was too much, who could feel the tension in a room before anybody spoke, who tried to shrink just to keep the peace. So today isn't a lesson, it's a why. So grab your tea, get comfortable, let's talk. Come sit with me. I'm Sly. I am a pediatric registered nurse. I'm a writer and a professional overfeeler. This couch knows things. It knows what it's like to carry everyone else's emotions, to shrink so others feel comfortable, to be told your depth is too much. This is the video version of my Substack community, the HSP Sanctuary. One video every day for anyone who feels too deeply in a world that wants you to feel less. So, unclench your jaw, drop those shoulders, breathe out all that tension you've been carrying that isn't even yours. Good. So, today's reflection is really simple. It's why this space exists. And what I wish someone told me when I was young was I was a highly sensitive child and alone in it. And to explain that, I have to take you back. What it was like growing up as a highly sensitive child. So 8-year-old Sly was the kid who cried when other kids got in trouble, even when it had nothing to do with me. I was the kid who felt physically sick when adults were tense. I was the kid who could tell someone was off just by the way the door closed. Nobody understood it, including me, right? And here's the brutal part of this. When you are an HSP kid and no one names it, you don't think, oh, I'm sensitive. You think something's wrong with me. So for me, as an 8-year-old, I felt too much and not enough at the same time, right? I was too emotional, too aware, too tender. But the interesting thing was I wasn't tough enough. I was not normal enough, and I was not easy enough. Wow. Just thinking back, because I hadn't spoken this stuff, I haven't speaking, creating another word. This is my nerves. If you see me blinking, my nervous system is doing cardio, is doing cardio in the inside. But when you don't have language, you end up making meaning. So I decided my sensitivity was a character flaw. That decision will quietly shape your whole life like it did my whole life. Because then you start doing what a lot of highly sensitive people do. You become a mind reader, which I did. I read people's minds, try at least. A peacekeeper, a fixer, fixing everybody and everything, a good girl, and become this strong friend everybody relies on. Everybody calls you when they have a crisis. And you learn to scan faces like it's your job. You learn to anticipate needs before anybody even asks. You fill in the gaps, you offer things when people haven't even asked you for help. So that's something I'm training myself, not to fill in the gaps, fill the awkward silence, or offer things when people haven't asked because I try to read people's minds. I learned, and I think you did too, to manage other people's moods so you don't get punished by those people. You learn to manage other people's moods so you don't get punished by them. That isn't maturity. I'm learning that that's adaptation. And here is where it gets sneaky, and it's what I've been really racking my brain and thinking about it all week. A lot of us call it overthinking, but half the time, it's really hypervigilance. We are really, really trained to be hypervigilant. And a lot of it is us calling it being tired. But half the time, it's really a shutdown. A lot of us also call it, I'm just nice. Half that time, it's really honestly people pleasing. This is what I wish someone had told me. You're not broken, you're wired differently. And your sensitivity isn't the problem. The lack of safety was, right? That would have saved me many years if I knew that. So, fast forward, why I started writing and why I started it. I resumed it last May 2025 on Substack. So, because I grew up, I became a nurse, I built a life that looked successful on paper, and I was still exhausted. Because if you're an HSP who learned to survive by performing, you can look fine and feel completely hollow on the inside. Say it again. You can look fine and feel completely hollow. I was still managing emotions that weren't mine. I was still shrinking, still over-explaining, still trying to earn love by being useful to other people. And one day, my nervous system said, enough. Not in any dramatic way, in a very quiet, scary way. I'll say it again. It happened in a very quiet, scary way. It wasn't a panic. It wasn't a collapse. Like I didn't collapse. And if you know, you know. That moment where your body stops negotiating with you, where your nervous system isn't asking anymore, it's deciding for you. So what I did last summer, or yeah, that's May, I started writing. I started my Substack because I needed somewhere honest, somewhere I didn't have to perform being okay, somewhere I could tell the truth without being punished for it because I've been so used to speaking my mind and telling the truth, and I get punished for it by people. So what I did, I wrote my first note, then another, and people began to comment. They said things like, I thought I was the only one. I've never had words for this. This feels like you're reading my diary. And that's when I realized I was not alone, and neither were they. And then I realized something else. Not everyone reads when they're drowning. Some people need a voice, a face, a pause, a place to exhale. So this is why I created and launched this YouTube. It's the Visual Sanctuary. This channel exists for the person who's scrolling at 2 a.m. with a tight chest and no name for what's happening. This channel exists for the highly sensitive person who keeps saying, I'm fine, while their body is screaming. And this couch is my way of saying to you, please sit down. You don't have to hold it alone. You can sit right here next to me. Because here's what I know as a pediatric registered nurse and a highly sensitive person. Your nervous system is always keeping score, even when you're smiling, even when you're productive, even when you're successful. Some of you are not lazy, you're just overloaded. Some of you are not unmotivated, you're just dysregulated. Some of you are not too sensitive, you're overgiving, and your body is finally collecting the debt. And I want you to hear me clearly. You're not too much. You never were. You just were a child with a big perception in a world that didn't protect it. And now you're an adult trying to heal without a map. So I'm building the map, not from perfection, but from practice. And that's why I started sharing these YouTube videos every day. I am done hiding behind my words, being comfortable with being seen on screen, and from showing up, from naming what we're living through, from making space for the truth. And if you're wondering what this sanctuary is for, here's the promise. This is a place where we stop confusing survival patterns. I know that patterns, my accent, my Kenyan accent always comes in. So this is a place where we stop confusing survival patterns for personality. This is a place I want us to stop calling the shutdown calm. This is a place where we stop treating self-abandonment like it's kindness. And I'm learning that in real time as well, right here with you. This is a place and a space where we learn to live in a way that fits our nervous system. And now I want to tell you the sentences I wish someone handed me as 8 years old. 8-year-old Sly this is what I wish someone had told me. If I could sit next to 8-year-old me or invite her to sit next to me, I will just imagine that she is sitting next to me right now. And I want you to do the same. I want you to imagine 8-year-old you is sitting next to you. I would tell little Sly, your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's information. You feel deeply because your system picks up more. That's not weakness. That's sensitivity. You're not broken. You're patterned. What you call overthinking might just be your brain trying to keep you safe. What you call being fine might be freeze. What you call being strong might be self-erasure. And I know that very well because I have done that most of my life, self-erasing. You don't have to shrink to be loved. You don't have to earn any connections with people for you to be useful. You don't have to perform peace to deserve peace. It's okay to need more rest, more quiet, and more time to process. That doesn't make you difficult. It just makes you an honest person. And the final one day you're going to find your people and you're going to become the adult you needed. And that's what I'm doing here. That's what we're doing here. So if you've made it this far, welcome. You're in the right place. I want you to follow the breadcrumbs. And if they resonate, come back tomorrow because I'm posting every single day a new topic, same couch, same tea, same mission. And if you're not subscribed yet, please do that now. Click the subscribe button because the algorithm only shows these to people who need them if you engage. So subscribe, like, comment, share with one other highly sensitive person who's still trying to do it all alone, right? If you want to, if you want to binge in order, I made you a playlist to start with. You can start with Have You Outgrown Shallow Friends? Then How I Stopped Abandoning Myself. You'll want to watch that. Then How to Stop People Pleasing. And when you're ready for nervous system truth, your nervous system isn't an ER. That's a good one. You should watch that one. And oh, yeah, let me see. Did I say everything? Yeah, one more thing. If you want the written version of all this, I'm on Substack. I'll put the link in the description, the highly sensitive HSP Sanctuary. That's where we process in real time. We heal in the comments. I love my Substack family because they're so honest and vulnerable and open and raw. And we build the kind of community you've been searching for. YouTube is where I teach. Substack is where we heal together. Both links are going to be in the description below. Please come find us. You'll fit right in. Anybody's welcome. And I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for being part of this amazing community that we're building together. I want you to know you're doing better than you think, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.